the channel for games, guides, and glitches. Suddenfall here with the guide for Spirit Hunter Deathmark, or if you want to call it the other name, Shiin. This is going to be the prologue, so we can hold LB to skip through dialogue, but I'll do my best to mention some of what is happening as we play this game, while I also guide you through the achievements. So firstly, these two girls are discussing the disappearance of a teacher, and according to a friend of theirs, they saw a severed arm with a strange mark at the desk where the teacher was, and the same mark was seen on someone else whom disappeared. We walk past hearing this, but dismiss it as a ghost story. Then we find ourselves in front of a house, and we also have that strange mark. We knock, and the door opens, so we decide to investigate. Upon searching this place, we find ourselves in a dimly lit room with three choices. Choose option 3, approach the figure, which reveals a girl. We wonder if it's a corpse, so we're given 2 more options. Choose option 2, touch the girl. Upon touching the girl, we notice it's just a doll. We hear the sound of a clock and are given 3 more options. Choose option 1, approach the clock. Despite all this strangeness, we go to the second floor lit room. We knock to no answer, so we enter the room. A flash of lightning illuminates for a second, revealing something, and we're given 2 options. Pick option 1, examine it closely. We see a disfigured body of a woman, the lights turn on, and somehow the body is gone, only a bloodstain remains, so we flee the room and head back to the entrance hall. So we're back at the hall, and the doll is now speaking to us. She explains that her name is Mary and welcomes us to the mansion and apologizes for scaring us. She proceeds to tell us about her own owner unable to escape the mark, the same mark on our arm. She then asks for our name. So pick your first name. There is a character limit, so I couldn't put Sudden. I could only put SDN for Sudden. And then push the top option, then put your last name. I'm going to put Fall. Again, go to the top option and it'll ask if that's okay, top option. Then pick your character appearance. I like appearance 3. Mary explains the mark is the sign of death. When you receive it, death is close, losing your memory little by little, and that you just have until dawn to live. And we will get an achievement here. This is our first achievement on the game, so congratulations. She asks how you're feeling. So we're given 3 options. Pick the first one. Just means good. Mary then asks our plan, and then we're presented with our first live or die choice. This will be game over if we pick the wrong thing. Our soul level, which is the points that go down as you're deciding, reaches 0, means that we will lose as well. So pick choice 2 to fight the sign. Funnily enough, now that we've picked 2, you could pick 1 and then 1 again, but by picking 1 you're saying to her that you want to die. But we're choosing to fight the mark, so that's what option 2 means. And that will get us our second achievement. So yay. So now there's a knock at the door, and Mary tells us other marked people have arrived. The first one is a female student. Just pick the first answer. The second is a young boy. The girl introduces herself as Mo, and she has a mark on her thigh. The boy is Sukasa, and his mark is on his left hand. And then Mo proceeds to tell a ghost story, which is where she thinks her mark comes from, and this precedes the first chapter. So in some school in the town of H, there is a boy ghost, Haneko-kun. In that school is a mirror which asks late at night if you walk past it, am I beautiful? Answering no means you'll be fine, but this ghost hates adults, they die in bizarre ways. Mo mentions her mark appeared while searching for this ghost in the school. We then have to ask her a series of questions. Why did you go? Was he there? And when did you become aware of her mark? She wants to be an occult magazine reporter, found the mirror but got scared and left, and when she got home she found the mark on her thigh. Sukasa then gets asked a bunch of questions which I'm not going to really go into. Mary then wants us to choose where we'll pick select H school. Then we can select who will accompany us for another achievement. So pick partner and select Tsukasa. You can push X to save if you want, but make sure you're very careful with your saves. I'll get more into that later. Congrats on your achievement, and now we can hit exit. They talk about keys and basically the car at this point. Nothing too interesting. Select H. And when we get there, I'll mention it early, there's going to be a security guard that tells us this is private property. And he asks us the question, is it because this is a ghost spot we have come? Choose option 1, no you are wrong, and then he'll go back inside and we'll be able to follow him into the entrance. We can push up on the D-pad. I will discuss this in a second. So the controls we'll be using, that's what I'm going to get into, are the D-pad to move, so right for example right now, and the left stick to search around and to interact with some doors. Do not use the right stick. So we want to push up. I've gone ahead and put in the video the D-pad presses, because otherwise you will get lost. Where we're heading right now is to the mirror. When we get to the mirror, we're presented with a deadly choice minigame. Push X to search the mirror. So pick answer 2, which is option 2. This is no, because we got asked if we were beautiful. And then the ghost proceeds to ask us if we're an adult. Again, pick option 2. I'm the tallest in my class, and we were just saved. The mirror will smash, and the ghostly figure disappears. We then hear a scream, so our partner suggests it may have come from the security guard, so we decide to head that way and check it out. So the options you have when you search something are X and A, and Y is to use an object, B is to back out. We want to continue pushing up. I'm not going to mention the controls because that's why I put in the D-pad prompts for you. Otherwise I would not be able to talk about some other story. So now the security guard runs past screaming, covered in thorns. That screaming always makes me laugh. And we're going to head to the room he ran into, but no sign of the guard. So now we can proceed forward. There will be a talisman down on the ground here, so use the left stick to search the door. Upon collecting this, we will gain soul power and an achievement. Soul power is the thing that will give you more time to answer the questions that you get. Even though you'll be getting the answers from me anyway, we're still going to collect them all. So from here, we want to go to the left wall and collect the talisman there. Then we want to head into the storeroom. So in the storeroom is a box on top of the cupboard that we want to collect on the left here. This will get us a red ball pen, lipstick, and girl slippers. So push X to search it. Then we got to go to the left cupboard and examine the keyhole with A. But we can actually, once we get that ding, push Y and select the ball pen, which is the third object. This will unlock it and get us a warning flare. Now someone's at our door that we came in, so we need to escape. If we exit through that door, it's game over. So go to the trap door on the floor with the left stick, and then push Y once you've pushed A. And then use the ball pen again. You might have to use A and X like I did. We get a vision of a girl wrapped in rose plants, but it's just a vision once we turn on the lights. Search the skeleton on the right, and we'll get a hand mirror, and the mattress, A and X to search. We'll get a bloodstained vinyl sheet, and then a noise is heard from under the bed, and so we look to find, I'm going to butcher this, machita. We leave the cellar to return to the car, and on the drive back, Machida will tell us he is the next police detective doing his own private investigation. We'll also notice he has the death mark on his wrist. Yeah, when I say search an object, that means you hit A and then X. I will specifically say to hit A if it's needed, but sometimes it's mostly not needed. Some things we don't need to search and we can just skip to pushing Y to select the item we need, and some things we can't. Once we get to the mansion, we decide to fight the ghost, and Machida, or I'm just going to refer to him as the detective, gives us a diary about the boy. And then Mary explains if we find the key that links them to this world, we can remove it. So we're going to decide to return to the school with the detective. Tsukasa tells us before we go that Mo has also disappeared. We can't do anything about that, so we head to the school anyway. So here's your option to save if you want, but change to the detective. And then exit. This is where we're told Mo disappeared. I told all this earlier to save time, so we want to go to H Elementary. So we'll need to search some roses to get the school ring. So push up to enter the school on the D-pad, then push left on the D-pad. And then search the roses on the right. And this is a case where when we get up to the door, we will only need to examine the object to use the item and enter. No presses on the D-pad will be needed. So push up. And then left to enter this classroom. Search the desk for a pet bottle, then use A on the crack under the blackboard, and then Y to use the ball pen. This will get us another talisman. We can then leave and head to another classroom. This is the door I was talking about. We have to use the left stick to search it, and as you can see, it unlocks automatically and we enter it automatically. This will happen a little bit, so we want to search this blackboard with X and then push A on the top options every time. You have to do this twice to collect both the informations that we are given. The information is important, but for now search the desk for an umbrella frame. While this is happening, I'll tell you the note said the umbrella Cover the umbrella in a vinyl sheet to make it even stronger. And we just got the umbrella and we have the vinyl sheet. So search this and use Y. Once you hear the ding, we can use Y, and then we can use the pet bottle we had from earlier, which is this here. That'll give us bottled water now. Now we can head off. Collect the talisman from the fire alarm with the left stick by searching it. And then we'll be following a series of button presses to leave the school. And I'm talking about this now. And I will mention the button presses, so press right on the D-pad. And then down on the D-pad and select the first option. This is so we can make a save. So first option, save for me. Do not save over this save. So this will be our backup save, and this will save us some time later on. So that way we don't have to replay a lot of the story. We can just load the save. So that save is a save that you do not want to save over. So now we can head to the school. And we'll head to the next classroom. This will get us the Deadly Choice minigame. Search the door. The detective has gone missing. And choose choice 3. Call out to partner. Then we choose the second one. Shut our eyes and pray. So choice 2. Choice 2. Shut our eyes and pray. Upon opening them, the ghost is gone and the detective is in front of the door. Search the notice board and we will get 2 more notes, remembering to select the first option each time. Then we want to have it over to the salt pile. Select it with A and then Y. We need to use the water bottle on it, which is this item here. This will get us salt water. Something whispers to us, purify the salt water, and then we hear a noise and someone calling out for help. This will get us an achievement. And now we can leave. As we go through the corridor, a black rabbit appears and we follow it to the landing with the mirror, where we'll find Mo's bag. Then rose petals float down, and when we look up we see Mo suspended from the ceiling by vines. We cut her down and notice the mark on her thigh is much more advanced than the one on our arm. Mo puts her tracksuit on from her bag. Then we hear a noise and it's the ghost boy for a final showdown. We need to choose someone to take with us. So select option 1, Mo. Choosing the detective is game over. So the confrontation we will have with the ghost are like a boss battle. We need to select specific items to get specific things. So for the first 3 rounds, we will be selecting the umbrella frame and the vinyl sheet. So we want the umbrella frame. And the vinyl sheet, which is just above it. Then select the top option. This will begin the battle. And we pick the same things again, the umbrella and the vinyl sheet. Umbrella and vinyl sheet. So round 4 we're going to select salt water and lipstick. So we want salt water, which is this here. And we want lipstick, which is this here. Now we select the hand mirror. This thing here. And then we can select anything for Mo. So just select the top option. This will defeat the ghost. After the battle, Mo's mark has gone, but ours remains. We decide to head back to the mansion. Mo realizes her purse is missing and she heads back inside. Waiting for her, we're getting impatient, so we go to look for her. We find her inside, alive and well. And we get our achievement. Tsukasa appears and his mark is also gone. Mary tells us the mark has gotten a little extra time, ours, from defeating the ghost, and we must find another ghost in H City. Mary says we can stay here, and she asks if we feel unsafe alone. Pick option 1. I'm certainly uneasy. Exhausted, we can select the chat tab, or talk, and Mary will ask if we're ready for bed. Select option 1, today is over, and this will end chapter 1 and begin chapter 2. This will get us our first achievement. So Mo and Tsukasa have left. It's been 3 days since we defeated the boy ghost, and every day our death goes closer. There's a knock at the door, and the detective enters asking if we object to him staying. Choose option 1, I'm thankful. The detective is worried about the security guard. He has connections to the Yakuza, and they have showed an interest in his experience. He also asks if we have found anything else in the mansion, but so many rooms are locked, so we haven't searched everywhere. We hear a knock and a young man asks us a question. Pick option 1. His name is Nakashima. He shows us he has a death mark and said it came from the dense woodland outside of H City. We will then ask him a series of questions, so just click through all 3. I'm not going to go into details about the questions. He remembers he did see something strange, a giant man standing there. Mary says there's a rumor of a ghost in the woods, the spotted man of the woods, and begins to tell the story. He has black spots over his body, hence his name, Spotted Man, and asks a question to everyone he meets. Do you like bees? If you answer yes, he will reply, keep them inside your body. Then he kills them with a drill. The detective proposes we go to the forest at night. So pick option 1. We have a chance to save in our second slot. Now, which I recommend. Do not save over the first slot. Pick our partner, make sure it's the detective. Then we can head to H Woodland, so hit exit. When we arrive at the woods, we see a sign over the entrance. The letters left are Ko, Ru, Su, which means kill. Search the table on the right to get an old talisman and enter the woods. So now we have to search the grave marker on the left. There's a strange message that says the opposite of truth. We also find an animal trail that we're going to follow, and then we come across a middle-aged man. This begins the next deadly choice. Pick option 2. Pick option 2. Quietly listen to his talking. He asks where he went wrong. Pick choice 3. Choice 3, it looks like someone's coming. He asks us if he should start over again. Pick choice 3 again, it's impossible. With successfully picking up his spirit, he warns us of the spotted man and suggests going for a drink if we meet again. We can now continue towards our destination, which is the hut. Examine the door with the left stick to enter the hut. As we enter, a large sack falls over. Inside is the body of a woman with small holes drilled in her. She is also covered in honey, so we decide to search the cabin quickly. Search the 2 notebooks on the table, again selecting the first option to collect the notes. Select the bottles to search the bottles for Goodnight Family, and then we can leave. We will be returning here for a locked toolbox later. Search the tree on the right with the ghostly arm, and we'll get a talisman, and then we can continue on. Open the box and search it, and we will get the crowbar, and now we can go back again. Search this grave marker. This will begin another deadly choice. Remember, the opposite of truth. So choose choice 3, that's right. Choice 3, that's right. Then again we have to choose choice 3, wave your hand no. Choice 3, wave your hand no. The last choice is 2, give a big nod. So choice 2, give a big nod. We had to answer the opposite to all his questions per the first marker we found. And now we can return to the red toolbox. Select the toolbox and push Y. Use the crowbar on the toolbox to get the sprayer. A mysterious voice speaks again. The operator is himself being operated. We can now head to another place. So select the beehive, push Y, and then use Goodnight Family Liquid on it, which is this thing here. You'll need to remember that because we're going to be using this liquid a lot. So we can push on and we will encounter the black rabbit again. And knowing how it helped last time, we pursue it, which finds us at an old Shinto shrine, Torii Gate. But unfortunately for us, a swarm of bees appear and force us to retreat. Examine the statue on our left here, this statue. Then interact with the door and push Y to use the crowbar on it, which is this thing here. Then we can enter the hut. The room is dark, but we find a scared woman inside. She is Christy, a TV reporter. She ran into the giant man and fled to this hut. She has the death mark on the palm of her hand and is scared and wants help. So now we have to head back with no wrong turns or it's game over. So for this, I will be mentioning what to press. So firstly, we want to push down. Then it's right. Then up. Then down. Then up. Then up. We ran into the guy and we catch our breath. We see on the bench the dead body of the man we ran into earlier. As we're about to leave, the dead body vanishes. Then we hear the sound of a drill. The detective shoots at it and we flee to the cart. It won't start, but we get it going and drive away. The detective reveals his sign has reappeared on his wrist despite being free from the curse. He came back to the forest to help. At the mansion, we ask the detective why he had a gun, and he gives us his gun with 5 rounds. They all then begin to argue about what to do next. Choose option 1, take charge yourself. It's decided to return to the forest to keep searching, and then Christy tells us about the bee family, a cult who seem to be related to the woods now. Select Christy and save the game if you need to, then we will head back to H Woodlands. Select H Woodlands. Search the bin on the right to get an empty bottle with a message inside from the bee family. Then search the left-hand bench to find a jar of honey. Now we have to head to the hut where we met Christy, so follow the on-screen prompts. Search the wooden box on the shelves to get another B family note, and then search the bottles on the left for more Goodnight family liquid. And then we can leave. We come across a beehive. So select the beehive, push Y, and use the Goodnight family on it, which is this. Now we can continue on. Hanging from the tree are 3 dead bodies full of holes. Bees flow out of them, so push A on it, and we will have another deadly choice game. We have to open the boxes in a specific order. So pick, for the first one, pick choice 2. That's choice 2, east box. The next one will be choice 1, south box. So again, that is choice 1, south box. And then the last choice will be choice 3, west box. So again, that's choice 3, west box. Search the body, or the beehive if you want to refer to it as that, I guess. And we want to search the left box as well. So now we can head to the next location. Interact with this bush and then search it. We can't use force, so choose option 2. This is why we picked Christy. She has the spirit power to clear the path. Interact with the door, and we'll automatically enter it. Search the wooden box on the right. We'll get dried root and another note. Search the notebook on the crate to get Beef Hemley Note 4. Remember to select the top option, always for notes. Now we can search the sack. Inside is a corpse that has been changed into a bee's nest. We also find a tennis ball, Goodnight Family large bottle, and Goodnight Family times 3. So 3 amounts of it. So now we can leave the hut to our next location. So now we're at 3 beehives, so we have to select each beehive and push Y to use the Goodnight Family on them. Which is this here. So again, select the next one, push Y, and use the Goodnight Family on them. And then the last one, push Y, and the Goodnight family on them. So now we can progress again. So now we've found another lot of corpses / beehives. We need to select them, then push Y to use another Goodnight family on them, which is right here. These two. Then we have to push Y again to use an empty bottle to collect the liquid that they're excreting, which is right here, this thing. That'll get us smelly fluid ×2. Now for this part, do not open the box, so do not search it with X. Select the box and push Y. Use the final Goodnight family on it. Which is just here. But then push B to back out, do not search it. So now we can head to another location. Search the bush on the right, and again the ghost appears to block us. So choose the second option, rely on your partner. Again, this is why we have Christy. Now we can proceed to search the box to get the handheld mosquito repellent incense stick and the will. Use the crowbar on the plant, so search the plant, push Y and go down to the crowbar, which is this here. It's now called a bent crowbar, but I still refer to it as crowbar. That will get us the grass root. Now we'll need to make a series of movements so we can leave the forest and create our second save again. Down. Down. Up. 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 Down. Select the top option, and now switch partners first before saving. So we want to pick the detective, and now save it. Make sure you do not save over this save. It's another one of those important saves, so do not save over it. Now we can go back to the forest, so select the H. We can make our way back to the box we didn't open. Alright, we can now search the box with X, and inside is some Good Morning Families. After it's open, our mark starts to burn, and the final confrontation is about to start with the spotted man. We also got an achievement, so yay. So for round 1, we want to use the smelly fluid, which is this here. and the tennis ball, which is this here. For round 2, it'll be smelly fluid again, which is this here, and then hardball, which is this here. Round 3, good morning family, which is that, and the revolver, which is that. Round 4, it'll be the same, good morning family, and the revolver. So the good morning family and the revolver, which now has 4 bullets. And so we're up to round 5 now, and round 5 will be a jar of honey. Which is this here. And we need grassroot, which is this here. As the spotted man is vanquished, our partner's mark vanishes, but once again ours remains. On the path where the ghost was standing is a small notebook covered in honey. So we collect the notebook. And now we get another achievement. So, back at the mansion, both the detective and other guy's marks are gone, but Christie's remains. Mary says the spotted man must not have cursed her, and it must have been another spirit like our mark is. Remembering the notebook we find, reading it seems to indicate all the strange events in the woods are the fault of a haunted shrine. Mary will suggest some rest, and we have 3 options. Pick option 1. Have you changed your feeling? Talk to Mary, and pick the first option to end chapter 2 and begin chapter 3. This will get us another achievement. Yay! So 3 days after the spotted man, Mary suggests we search the study, but we fail to find anything. Christie asks if we remember the shrine mentioned in the notebook. Pick option 1. Christie says we should check it out. Pick option 1 again. Maybe so. Mary agrees and suggests taking her with us for spiritual protection. Make sure to save it in slot 3. If you plan to save it, do not save over slot 2. Pick H. And leaving, Christie notices some files on the shelves of the garage. And one of them is a crime report from 5 years ago. Upon reaching the gate, we see a black rabbit. Well, we see the black rabbit. And it disappears up the path to the shrine, so we follow it like always. And when we reach the shrine, it's gone. Search the headless statue of the shrine. Then the shrine itself. And then the rocks under the shrine. Mary will suggest the spirit that causes the mark is somewhere in the area of the forest. While also telling us about the destruction of the Buddhist statues. In the car, Mary suddenly tells us to stop as she senses a mark similar to Christie's nearby. get out of the car and see a girl leaving a phone box and an older man. We all show our marks to one another and head back to the mansion. The man's name is Ita and the girl is Suzu. She wanted to talk to the chewing bride. The ghost appears like a bride and can tell you the location of things you are looking for. You go to the phone box when she calls. She asks, "Did you see?" Answering, "I did not see," she responds, "What do you want to see?" And if you tell her something you're searching for, she tells you where it is. It seems Christie's mark came from the chewing bride as she used a phone box before going to the woods. Suzu asks if the chewing bride is the culprit behind the mark. Pick option 1. Christie suggests asking the bride about the stolen Buddha statues. We now get to save the game and choose our partner. Pick Suzu. Head to tea rest area. The phone box. The phone rings, you pick it up, no voice, just a dial tone. Then we hear, "Did you see it?" Choose option 2, "I did not see it." She responds with, "What do you want to see?" When we mention the stolen Buddha statue, she says the proof of Buddha is engraved on your arm, and then screams. Now we'll return to the mansion to tell Mary. Leave the area and choose option 1 to return home. Save the game if you like, exit and choose T Apartments Park, which is the third one. We hear that mystery voice again. Don't follow the rumor, disobey. Suzu mentions a new part to the legend, avoiding the word I or me in Japanese. The phone rings, and as before, we are asked if we saw it. Reply with option 1, "I saw it." This will begin a deadly choice minigame. Pick choice 3 with the telescope, as we are avoiding the kanji I. Then she asks what color it was. Pick choice 2. Choice 2, pink. She then asks what is important to us, dreams, romance, or love. We will be picking choice 2, romance. So again, pick choice 2, romance. After avoiding saying me or I, we hang up the phone and the handprint disappears. And this is when we will decide to head back to the mansion once again. So push down and then the first option. So Christie is in the garage looking through the crime files. She thinks an incident mentioned could be relevant. Eventually they find the file, so they prepare to head to H Woodlands to search for the scene of the crime. So click the second option, H. A dog will come out and bark at us. Now we need to search the bushes on the left. So on the left, search the bushes. So here we want to search the right bush just there to get an old talisman. And here we want to search the right bush again to get the instant camera. We hear that voice again, see it and see the light it says. Search the tree. We see photos of faces with pins through them all. The photos are of men. Search the top part of the tree. There's something there but we can't reach it. So choose option 3, put your partner on your shoulders. This is the whole reason to have Suzu. And we will find and get ourselves a dog collar. We hear barking and growling. So pick option 1, hold out the dog collar. The dog appears and now we have the deadly choice game again. Pick choice 1, stand still. The dog bares its teeth, so we'll be picking choice 2, turn your back. That again is choice 2, turn your back. The dog chews on the collar, staring at us. We remember the engraving on the collar, so we're going to be calling out its name. So pick choice 1, Genta. Choice 1, Genta. The dog quietens and walks away. And now we can pick up the dog collar that was dropped on the ground and continue on. The sound of ropes makes us look up, but first we think it's bodies to only notice it's mannequins. Search the top right mannequin or left mannequin for an old talisman. Then again I'm going to mention the way back, so we want to go down, up, 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 down. Pick option 1. And now we're going to make a save game. This save game again is our third save we need for later. So do not save over this save. Do not save over this save. So now we can exit and we can head back to the woods. We will just need to press a series of ups. But before we do that, when you get here, you have to go to the left and interact with the bush. We see the dog again. It stares at the ground and vanishes, so we search the ground to dig. So search the ground with A and X. Once we dig, we uncovered the remains of someone, and they are holding a cassette tape, or cassette tapes, because they're holding 3. This will get us an achievement. So on the drive back to the mansion, we notice the road is repeating itself. So we have to decide where to drive the car to. Pick option 3, which is T Lower Mountain. We will find ourselves back at the phone box. The phone starts ringing and we answer it, but it cuts off. As we hang up, it rings a second time and the chewing bride appears. I know you saw it, she says. This begins the deadly choice game. Pick choice 3, take a photo with the instant camera. Choice 3, take a photo with the instant camera. The flash makes her scream in pain and step back. This allows us to exit the phone box. Then choose choice 1, playback charming tape. Choice 1, playback charming tape. Now we choose choice 2, which is playback echo song tape. Choice 2, playback echo song tape. Then we choose choice 3, playback my tape. Choice 3, playback my tape. She's now right in front of us without her veil on and asks us to play the newest tape. Play choice 3 again, my tape. When we play the final song, the bride says it's finished. A dog then barks. Gretchen, did you stay in this place? Well, let's go. She then disappears. Your partner's mark is gone, but yours remains. The phone starts to ring. Choose option 1, answer it. You hear a woman's voice. I'm sorry to bother you, I apologize, I must be leaving you. Also get an achievement, yay! Now we head back to the mansion. Christy and Ita's marks are gone as well. Christy thinks if we find the stolen Buddha statues and hold a memorial service at the shrine, our mark will also vanish. Mary says it's time to rest. Suzu and Christy say their farewells. We can now talk to Mary and select the first option to end chapter 3 and begin chapter 4. This will get an achievement, so congratulations. So 3 days after the bride, all the marked ones have left. Only we remain. Mary asks us to find a key, but there are still rooms we cannot search, so we are unable. We hear a knock on the door, and a girl says she's here because of the mark and she can't remember words on the stage, so suddenly we get an option. Pick option 1, she's an idol. She introduces herself as AI. She thinks she was around a ghost spot when doing a TV shoot, so we begin to question her. I won't mention the questions, so just cycle through them. One of her locations she had been filming matches the location of a rumor that we know about, so we decide to go there to investigate. Make a save, make sure it's a new save. Save slot 4. As you can see, our only partner is AI, so now we can exit because everybody else isn't here. And we can head to the K, which is Manhole Street. AI tells us about a famous fortune teller. Click on the manhole to go down. Search the box. We will get a hammer, hatchet, and red notepad. We get to a door and a homeless man appears. He asks what we are doing and to leave, so we leave to return to the street. This is where we meet Towako, the psychic, who has a death mark on her arm, and so we all decide to return to Mary at the mansion. Upon returning, AI says she saw a black rabbit go into the mansion holding something in its mouth. We hear a scream and rush to the hall. Mary is missing, and then AI calls us to her location. The destroyed Mary along with the body of the black rabbit, and we get an achievement, yay. They find a master key, which is the object the rabbit had in its mouth. Using it to open the second floor wing, we are given 2 places to search. Select the first, which is the desk, and the second, which is the framed picture. We read the red notepad from earlier, which mentions a teacher nicknamed Sue Sensei. It also mentions her animal fun park. We're then asked the location. Pick option 1, H Elementary School. Leave AI as our partner. And we can now exit and go to H Elementary School. So because we have searched the first floor when we investigated the ghost boy, when we get to the school we suggest searching the second floor, and we will head up to the east wing stairs to continue to the second floor. When we get up there, we see the floor is covered in snakes. We pull out the red notepad and the snakes don't attack, so we can continue on. We head into a classroom. Search the sink on the left to get an old talisman. Enter the storeroom. Search the bottom left cupboard to get office waste. Search the bottles at the bottom, and we will zoom in. We see various human parts. Search these to get the transparent bottle, light brown bottle, and foil wrapped bottle. Now we can go to the anatomical dummy. We can investigate it with A, and if we push X to search it, snakes will come out to prevent us from searching it, so we have to come back, as I will show you. You do have to push A on it, by the way. X is just optional. So, search the shelves next to it for an old talisman. We can now leave the storage room and we will hear the PA system. We're told to look at the table and do a test. So click on the table. Choose option 1. And then option 2. This will begin the test, which is a live or die minigame. Because it's a test, I'm not going to go ahead and say what's being said or anything. It would eat up too much time. I'll just tell you what to choose. Choice 1, option 1. The second choice is choice 2. And the third choice is choice 2. When we finish the test, a note on the paper tells us of another test. We look over the table to find a covered dead body shoved into a box. It is the security guard who was hanging from the ceiling with Mo. We head to the next classroom. Search the blackboard to find an old talisman. Look at the board to see the words love and stain. Look at the desk to find another test. Choose option 1. This tells you what the test is, but again, I'm not gonna say. Option 2. And this starts another live or die minigame. So choice 1 is option 1. Choice 2 is option 2. And choice 3 is option 3. So, number 3, yep. Again, after this test, there is another note telling us the next test is in the next classroom. We hear some banging and decide to check it out. Examine the door, and then push Y and use the light brown bottle on the door to enter, which is this. When we enter and turn on the torch, the whole room is covered in blood and guts. There's a noise from beside the desk and the figure of a woman covered in snakes. You and your partner help her up, and we hear the voiceover from the speaker telling us it was forbidden to enter. Our torch goes out, but we still find our way back to the car. During the car ride, our partner mentions they saw the mark on her, and the woman wakes up and tells you her name is Hiru. Back at the mansion, we ask why she was in that place. She says she must have fainted while pursuing a woman. AI wonders if it's Zu-sensei, but before she answers anything else, she wants to know who we are, and so we explain the mark and ghost. Hiro wants to help you track down Zu-sensei, but she refuses to tell you what it was she stole from her. Before we leave, we have to choose Hiro as our partner. So choose her as your partner. And now we can exit and head to H Elementary. We have to finish Zu-sensei's tests, so we're heading back to a room with one. When entering the classroom, examine the desk. Then select option 1. And then option 2 to begin the live or die phase in the test. Choice 1 is option 1. Choice 2 is option 1. So choice 2 is option 1. And choice 3 is option 3. When we pass the test, a note at the end says we went against the teacher. Prepare for a special test. So now we will head to where we found Hiro. Search the horse's head to get the megaphone. And the stag head on the right here to get the sheet of cut paper. Examine the desk on the left. Select option 1. Option 2. Live or die test starts. Choice 1 is option 3. Choice 2 is option 2. And choice 3 is option 1. Once we pass, the note at the bottom tells us the last test is in the remaining empty classroom. So we can leave. We just found a sheet of music star on the floor. Search the floor to get an old talisman here. Search the desk. Pick option 1 and then 2 to start the live or die minigame. Choice 1 is option 3. Choice 2 is option 1. And choice 3 is option 2. When we finish, we get the final examination paper, then the voice on the PA tells us we have passed, and now we head to a storeroom. Interact with the anatomical dummy and push Y. Select the examination paper to use it. Upon doing this, we get a science match and music room key. We will head to another storeroom now. The wall on the left is searchable. Push X to search it. Once you hear the ding, push Y to use the hammer on it, and then we have to click on the new hole that we formed and push Y to use the transparent bottle. And Y again to use the science match on it. And we recover from the snakes the Shura amulet. Now we're gonna head back to the mansion, so hit right, down, up, up, right, and then down. Change our partner to AI. Save the game. Important to make sure you do not save over this save. Once you save it, do not save over this save. You should have 4 saves now, all the different levels. Now we can exit and head back to H Elementary and proceed to the music room. Interact with the door. Search the piano. This will get you music cart banner. Once we leave the room, the final showdown with Sue Sensei begins. Basically, she's telling us she's going to get us, and we get 3 options. We also get an achievement. But choose the last option. Now for the boss battle. Round 1, we want Office Waste and Shura Amulet. Round 2, we want Transparent Bottle and Science Match. Round 3, we want the Hatchet and the Sheet of Music card panel. Now we want the Shura Amulet and the Science Match again. Once she's defeated, AI sign has gone, but our sign is still there. And we also see a map where Su Sensei was, with the word army on it. AI thinks this is the object stolen from Hiru. AI forgot something, so she's going to head back after we leave. We hear a scream and rush in. AI tells us a snake fell down from the ceiling onto her back, and we return to the mansion. Also, we get another achievement. Yay! Getting back to the mansion, Tawako's mark is gone, but Hiro's remains. You give Hiro the map, which was the object stolen by Su Sensei. She takes a notepad from her pocket, the same design as the red one we found in the tunnels. It's getting late, so Tawako and AI leave. Before she goes, AI asks you to come and see one of her shows. Pick option 1, I got it. Hiro says she has her mark may be related to the old map. There are tunnels beneath each city that Su Sensei was looking for. Now we can choose to talk. Pick the first option, and so ends chapter 4 and on to chapter 5. We also get an achievement, so yay. One day has passed since Mary's destruction, and we get a knock at the door. A doctor stands at the door. He knows us from Tawako mentioning us to him. His name is Damon. He reveals his mark on the left side of his chest, and he believes it was some biological weapon. Hiro says that's too unscientific and asks our opinion. Pick option 1, it certainly is unscientific. Damon goes on to tell us the weapon was codenamed Soldier Cannon. He does not know the location of the center though. Hiro admits this is what her map shows. You mentioned that you and AI went down to the tunnels but encountered a locked door. Hiro says there is another entrance. Save the game, but make sure it is in a different slot since we are on chapter 5 now. Do not save over save 4. Now we can exit. Interact with the manhole to head down. Before we enter the room, we hear the sound of a telegram and we're presented with an option. Pick option 1, proceed ahead. This gives us the live or die minigame. Choice 1 is option 2. And choice 2 is option 1. The telegram noise stops and now we can enter. We appear to be in an operating room with a corpse on the floor. So we have to search the cupboard on the left for the Shinto bell and the treatment tank control records, which the treatment tank control record says the safety dispelling password is diamond, so that's on the left here. While examining this, a golden hair falls out and a voice whispers it's coming, search the other side of the wall. We realize this is our own voice, and we wonder if it's from another time. Search the safety deposit box in the middle. In the middle here. To get experiment record and injecting dagger. Finally, we search the bottom right cage to get an old talisman. Search the water on the left to get another old talisman. We're in another lab room, so search the bottom left cupboard to get experimental regiment communication code. Search the top cupboard to get experiment record 2 and portable syringe gun. There seems to be a shimmering outline of a door on the wall, so interact with it and select Y. Interact with it and select Y. Use the Shinto bell on the door. Our unconscious voice speaks again, telling you the bell is a Shrine Maiden's instrument. The door becomes solid, and we can progress. We get a rusty saber upon entering. We see the heads of numerous Buddhist statues and hear water start to pour in. We can't get to the door open and begin another live or die minigame. Pick choice 1. Touch the head of Diamond Logan. Remember, this was the password we read earlier. As we touch the head, another loud noise and the door opens, and suddenly we find the homeless man in front of us that we met with AI. So we head back to the mansion together. In the car, he tells us his name is Banshee. He won't say any more till we're back at the mansion. He reveals he has the ability to see non-human things and has been searching for the heart of the curse. He gives us the underground key, and Banshee asks if we believe him. Pick option 1, of course I believe. He tells us his story. He saw a walking Buddhist statue he believes is Soldier Cannon, which was created using spiritually powered stolen Buddhist statues. This is where the mark for hero and diamond came from. He asks us what to do now. Pick option 1, investigate Soldier Cannon. Banshee volunteers to help us. Hit exit and M to head back to the tunnel. Now with that key that we were given, we will be able to enter a few more rooms, so that's where we'll be heading. Search the manhole cover and select the first option to go down. Interact with the door to unlock it. Search the statue on the right. And then search the box. We find it is full of statue heads. Pick the fourth one. It is a mummified woman's head, because the voice told us to take that one. Interact with the door to unlock it. Now we hear voices that cheer. Pick option 1, proceed on, but we freeze in place and begin a live or die minigame. For choice 1, pick option 1. For choice 2, pick option 3. So for choice 2, pick option 3. And for choice 3, pick option 3. Let's unlock the door. Search the corpse on the table and select option 1 to use the woman's head. The surgeon then shows up and he asks which tool we want to amputate with, and we begin another live or die minigame. Choice 1, pick option 1, chisel. The surgeon asks which is the right head and torso for soldier cannon. Choice 2, pick option 2. Woman's head and man's trunk. The third choice becomes the same answer in all slots, so pick option 1. You can literally just hit down and A, because it's the same answer for all 3 slots. Once we get back in the lab, the corpse will be holding a small key, and we tell our partner what just happened. Search the cupboard to the left, and we get Experiment Record 3 and Blank Stun. Search this corpse to get an old talisman. Use the underground shelter key to enter the storeroom. Now, only search the statues, do not open the box, as we are making it another handy save for this chapter. So only interact with the 7 statues, do not open the box. So head down, up, right, interact with the door, up, up, up. Interact with the ladder, select the first option, down on the D-pad, and then first option. Save the game, and make sure not to save over save 4, make sure it's save 5. Now we can exit and head back. Interact with the manhole. Pick the first option. And now we have a series of button pushes, so push up. 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 Right. And up. This will return us to the chest. Search the chest. And Soldier Cannon will drop down to chase us. We will also get an achievement. So this will begin the confrontation and boss fight with Soldier Cannon. So we want the blanks gun and the Shinto bell. We'll be using the Shinto bell for almost all of them, so remember that one. We now need to use the portable injecting gun and the Shinto bell. The portable injecting gun is this. Now we have to use the injecting dagger and Shinto bell. The injecting dagger is this, and the Shinto bell. Now we have to use the rusty saber, which is this, and the Shinto bell. We ran out of weapons, but Banshee comes up holding a large chisel he found in the mansion, which he thinks is the source of the curse. So now we will use the large chisel, which is this, and the Shinto bell. And now we get to choose where we attack, pick option 4. Thus, this defeats Soldier Cannon. So I'm gonna begin talking because there's a long thing and we're skipping text, so it makes it hard for me to say everything. So Banshee and Hero's mark are gone, but again ours remain. When we get out of the manhole, Demon tells us his mark has disappeared. We say goodbye to Hero. Banshee, with the mark removed, now remembers he met you 5 years ago and 10 days ago, so we begin to ask about these memories. We have to select 5 years ago and 10 days ago. I will summarize. Banshee met you 10 years ago, and you asked him about Soldier Cannon. He was asked to help the army, so he returned both cursed and charmed items to the mansion. He found he then did not see you again until 10 days ago. When he saw Soldier Cannon for the first time, he fled from the manhole to the street where he met you again. You had been overseas, but you had the mark on your right wrist. the shrine at H Woodlands, where he tells us there was a silk pouch here to purify the stain, but the pouch is missing. He then says his goodbyes and leaves. As we arrive back at the mansion, our sign starts hurting. Choose talk from the menu, and we see that somehow Mary is back. She was surprised when the rabbit attacked her. The black rabbit must have perceived her true colors when it saw her at the shrine. It was Mary that gave you the sign 50 years ago. Her power was sealed. 5 years ago, she woke up in the storeroom. Even though she'd just woken up, she was able to influence things. She transformed the dead in the ground who were full of ill will into ghosts. And about 1 month ago, she had enough strength to return to the mansion. Through the mark, she could absorb the fear of the victims. She then asks us if she is scary. Pick option 1, you are scary. Mary stands up and reveals what she really is, and we flee, hearing a voice that says, "Search my room." This begins the live or die minigame. Choice 1, pick option 3. Choice 2, pick option 3. And choice 3, pick option 2. Remembering the position of the sign on Mary, we hold the Buddhist image against her arm. She screams and shatters into pieces. You look down at your mark and it has finally disappeared. Now our memory starts to return, the clock starts to chime, and we remember a voice recorder inside the clock. Again, I'm going to summarize. You are Masamune. The person everyone who kept coming to the mansion was looking for was your sister. You both inherited Mary. She was sealed 50 years ago by your grandfather. A Buddhist image was placed inside the doll. You removed this image so you could place it in a pure place for a month. This was what was in the pouch at the shrine, so it could get stronger as the doll was weakening it. But this action let the doll's power grow. We went overseas to learn as much about Mary as we could. You go to apologize for your actions, and we are given 2 options. Pick option 1, I cannot forgive even though it's you. This finishes chapter 5 and begins the epilogue. We also get an achievement, yay. So again, I'm going to summarize. About 2 months have passed. You had a memorial service for your sister and the Black Rabbit. You contacted the Marked Ones and held a service for the Buddhist statues from the underground shelter and reburied them in the grounds of H Shrine. Then we got told how the others got on. Mo got a job as a reporter for an occult magazine. Tsukasa spends his time at cram school. The detective wants to start a detective agency with you. Shu joined a local baseball team. Christy started a business comeback. Suzu met her father. Ita started working in a public employment office. AI is still an idol on TV. Tawako is still a powerful medium. Hiro continues to research the underground shelter. Damon wants to construct a memorial and research center in the underground shelter, and Banshee returned to his home in the underground shelter. Mary's body has returned to its previous shape, but we know the Buddhist image alone is not enough to seal her away. So for now, we put her back in the box we opened that started this. We will need to find stuff to seal her away for good one day. Until then, she will sleep in this box. Congrats on your next achievement. So push B. And now we get an extra DLC chapter included in our game, which wasn't DLC, thankfully. And this begins chapter 6. It's been a little time since the events at the mansion. There's a knock at the door and Mo and Tsukasa decided they wanted to come see us. They ask if that's okay. Select option 1, it's troublesome. Mo mentions she came to get news for a magazine and says we have been busy and should take rest. Select option 1, I understand well. Tsukasa, he is expected to be a lawyer but wants to be a scientist, ask for advice. Select option 1, speak to them soon. Another knock at the door and the detective answers he has a case from the medium related to an evil spirit. Customers are going missing at a Love Hotel in K-City. Option 1, I will solve it. Mo wants to help you. Ask her to stay behind and research about this rumor. Time skips ahead and it's 6 PM the following day. We can now save the game in a new save slot and leave for the hotel. We arrive 20 minutes early and Hiro appears. She tells us if we have complaints, take it up with the medium. Pick option 1, no complaints. Damon also arrives. He was asked by the medium to help. He asks what they are to us. Pick option 2, a comrade. Then we see a figure standing behind Haru. Damon has to leave for an emergency, but we can enter the hotel and start the investigation. Examine the cabinet on the wall to see a picture of a lady wearing a bridal gown. Select the door on the back wall. This will get us the emergency key. Select option 1. Examine the door on the right to use the key and enter the stairwell to go to the second floor. Option 1. Search the mattress to find a notebook. Now we can head back to the stairs. Select option 1 to go up. Search the telephone to get the spoon, and then head to the bathroom. Search the toilet, as near it is a purse and inside that is a credit card. Then we can head back to the stairs again. Select the top option so we can head to the 4th floor. But we find ourselves back on the 3rd floor. So we will try again. Select the 2nd option. Search this cabinet. It's a bit finicky. You may need to push A and then X, but once you have the conversation and hear a chime with Haru, you can push Y and use the credit card to open it. Select the first one to head up to the 3rd floor. We encounter the girl in the red hood and she wants to know who Haru is. This begins the live or die minigame. For choice 1, pick option 3. For choice 2, pick option 2. For choice 3, pick option 3. Pick the top option, and we return to the 3rd floor, but there's no sign of Haru. When we enter the room, it is covered in cobwebs. Haru enters, but something strange about her. She starts to undress and gets onto the bed. This begins another live or die minigame. Haru has been possessed by the Red Hood girl. She wants you to look at Haru. For choice 1, select option 3. It's important to be shy. Haru chokes and says, "Please, my back." So for choice 2, select option 1, slap her back. He then asks why we have no interest in them. For choice 3, select option 3. I'm counting on you. Once we pass this, Damon bursts in and examines her. He wants to take her to a hospital. He heads in the ambulance when we leave with her, and we head back to the mansion. Here we choose talk, choose option 1, go to sleep, it's been a long day. There's a bang at the door and Suzu followed by Christy appears. Suzu says she's worried about you. Pick option 1. Was I that bad? Now we can return to the hotel. Select exit. And then the hotel. We meet up with Damon outside with Banshee. After a little conversation, we head in. Damien wants to continue investigating, but we're struck by a headache, so he disappears. When he comes back, we notice Banshee disappeared. Pick option 1, well, even if he's not here. And then we can head to floor 2. Pick the top option. We can search the bed and we'll find some condoms. Interact with the elevators and we will force them open with Damon. And then we can proceed to enter the elevator. Look at the panel on the left. And then the one on the right. There are 6 floors, but it only goes up to 5. Damon asks a question. Pick option 1, how is it related to the present situation? Leave the elevator and head to the 3rd floor. Pick the top one again. Interact with the door, and again Damon and you force another thing open. Enter the bathroom. Search the cabinet for Vaseline. The toilet for an old talisman. And then the shower for a horse head. I should say a wooden horse head. Examine the power box and hit Y. Use the condoms to fix it, and we can head to the 1st floor to fix the other one. Pick the middle option. Pick the middle option. Examine the power box on the left. Hit Y. And use the spoon to fix it. Go back up to the elevator on the 2nd floor. So pick the top option. On the emergency key, push Y. Use Vaseline. And then the key to start the elevator. Push the 4th floor button by interacting with the panel and selecting 4. When we exit, the Red Hood girl is ahead of us, and we see Banshee enveloped in spiders. We flee to the elevator, and this begins a live or die minigame. For choice 1, pick option 2. For choice 2, pick option 3. When the elevator descends, we see Ita had unknowingly called the elevator and saved us, and we return to the mansion. Hit talk, select option 1 to end the day. The detective calls and says he will join us today. We can leave for the hotel now. Once in the hotel, the detective and you agree to head to the 4th floor. Select the panel and select the 4th floor, which is the number 4. Answer the phone. Go to the bathroom. Check the sink, it's got something blocking it. Search the cabinet to get a notebook. One thing of note was the golden orb spider punishment is mentioned in the notebook. Search the mask on the wall for a talisman, and then we'll go to the bathroom. Search the bin for another talisman, and then we can head to the 5th floor via the elevator. Click on the panel. Select the top one, number 5. Search the skeleton to get a 100 yen lighter. Search the coffin for Ghost Encyclopedia. Then we can head to the bathroom. Search under the sink to get a bent hanger. With this we can return to the 4th floor. Select the 4th floor. Interact with the sink and then push Y, select the bent hanger. That gives us room 502 key. Before we head back to the 5th floor, pick floor 1. So select floor 1. Push up, down, and down again. Pick the first option and save time to make an all important save, our last one we need. So if you're following along, you should have 6 saves now. Now we can exit and return to the hotel. Click on the panel and head to the 5th floor. Click on the door to use the key. Click on the coffin to search the coffin. And then click on the hobby horse. We are struck by a vision of the golden orb spider punishment. We wonder if that is the girl in the red hood. This was a ritual used in the witch era. If you swallowed the spider, you were innocent. If you spat it out, you're a witch. We can now enter the bathroom. Search the cabinet to get bath salts and insect repellent. As we leave, we run into a possessed Shu. He says he will kill us and swings his bat, which begins another live or die minigame. For choice 1, pick option 3, dodge to the left. He swings again, so for choice 2, pick option 3, attract his attention. As we distract him, the detective clanks him on the head with his revolver, and we carry him outside and end the investigation for the night. Struck with another headache, we realize it's always when in the company of others. Red Hood said she only wanted to see us, so instead of going to the mansion, we go back to the hotel, alone. On the first floor, she calls out to us and tells us to go to the room on the top floor. So in the elevator, select option 1. Select the top option. Pick 4, 2, 1, 5, and 3. This code corresponds to the paintings on each floor. On the 6th floor, she calls out again. You are not her teacher. This time I will test you. A live or die minigame starts. For choice 1, pick option 3. For choice 2, pick option 1. For choice 3, pick option 1. For choice 4, pick option 1. For choice 5, pick option 3. For choice 6, pick option 1. Red Hood smashes through the window and jumps through it. Silk wrapped around us, so we're dragged through the window. And as we're about to fall to our death, the detective reaches out and grabs us. He manages to pull you back inside. The detective wants to go see Damon to confirm the identity of the victim you found. As you head to your car, you find a single dead spider. You put it in a handkerchief and in your pocket. The detective tells you the results of his investigation, and the teacher involved with the student looks similar to you. He knew this before you headed to the hotel. Back at the mansion, we're given the file about Red Hood, and we can pick Talk and end Chapter 6. Pick the first option. Congrats on your achievement. The detective comes back to the mansion and asks if we threw away the dead spider we found. Do you ever thought the darkness follows you? Pick option 1, even if that's so. Well, with Haru, Banshee and Sho, once Red Hood was dealt with, they recovered. She was a lost spirit and we released her from her curse. We are given 2 options, both of them restart the game, so we want to close it and we can begin earning the rest of our achievements. Load save 1. Exit. Head to H Elementary. Examine the door on the right to unlock it. This will begin the live or die minigame again. Pick option 3. And then option 2. Search the notice board twice, picking the top option each time. This will collect the notes. Select the pile of salt and hit Y. Use the bottle of water. Again, we head back to the cracked mirror to begin the fight with the ghost boy. Click the top option. This is to fight with Mo. Round 1, pick the umbrella frame. And vinyl sheet. Round 2 is the umbrella frame. And vinyl sheet. Round 3 is the umbrella frame and vinyl sheet. Round 4, salt water and warning flare. And that gets us an achievement. Mo has also been killed, by the way. So that's why this is a different ending. the top option. Now we can go to bag, go down to the bottom and hit the top option. This will take us back to the main menu and make it easier to go through all the saves. We want to select save 2 now. Exit and select H Woods. Press up to enter. Up. 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 Left. Up. Right. Up. Left. Up. Up. Click on the box and search it for Good Morning Family. This begins the boss battle with the Spotted Man. Round 1, we want Smelly Fluid and Tennis Ball. Round 2, we want Smelly Fluid and Hardball. Round 3, Good Morning Family. And Revolver. Round 4, Good Morning Family. And Revolver. Round 5, Dream of Family. And Good Night Family Large Bottle. We get an achievement. Pick bag. Go down to the bottom and pick the top option. Back at the main menu, we can hit start and load save 3. Go to exit, select H Woods, select the bush on the left, and we only have to press up to get to the location. Search the dirt for the cassette tapes. We can press down. Pick the first option, which is the highway. This begins the boss battle with the bride. Choose option 3. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. And option 3 again. So option 3. Bride got one last victim. And that gets us an achievement. Select bag, the bottom option, and the top option, and we can go to save 4 now. Select save 4. Make sure our partner is AI before we leave. Exit and head to H Elementary. Press up, right, up, up, right, up. Examine the door, which uses the music key, and we can enter. Search the piano. And now we can exit the room. So our boss battle begins with Sue Sensei. The bottom option, option 3. Round 1, we want office waste. Ensure amulet. Round 2, we want the transparent bottle. Science match. Round 3, when we want the hatchet and sheet of music cart banner. Round 4, we want the megaphone. And then any item, so I use the hatchet. As you can tell, there's a theme to these endings. That gets us an achievement. Yay! Select bag, go down to end and select the top option. Now we can load save 5. select save 5. Hit exit. Select M Street. Interact with the manhole. Select the top option. Then push up. 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 Right. Up. This takes us back to the chest. Search the chest to start the boss battle with Soldier Cannon. Round 1, we want the blank gun. And Shinto Bell. Round 2, the portable syringe gun. And Shinto Bell. Round 3, the injecting dagger and Shinto Bell. Round 4, the Rusty Saber and Shinto Bell. Round 5, the Large Chisel and Shinto Bell. Pick option 3. And that gets us an achievement. And now I'm back talking to Panchi. He will give us 2 options, select both of them. And we continue to skip the dialogue because we will be fighting Mary again. Alright, we're finally heading back to the mansion. So pick talk to talk with Mary. And this will begin the live or die minigame. Select option 1. Select option 3. Option 3. Select option 2. Choose the top option to end chapter 5. And now we have all the achievements on chapter 1 to 5. Push B to skip. We can quit the game and relaunch the game for one final time and load chapter 6. Load save 6. Exit. Pick the hotel. Select the panel and select floor 5. Examine the door. This will use the key and we can enter. Search the coffin for the demon encyclopedia and the wooden horse. In the bathroom, select a cabinet for bath salts and insect repellent. In the hallway, attacked by Shu, our live or die minigame begins again. Select choice 3. And then choice 3 again. Select the top option. Pick 4, 2, 1, 5, and 3. This will take us to the 6th floor. Now begins the live or die with Red Hood. Pick option 3. Option 1. And the rest will be option 1. Option 1. Option 1. Option 1. Option 1. And now with Red Hood defeated, I can say I hope I helped give you a little info into the story of Deathmark. Sadly, we never received the others, but maybe one day. Please also remember to like and subscribe. I worked very hard on this guide in particular. We're heading back to the mansion. Choose talk, and option 1. This will end chapter 6 and get our final achievement. And there it is. Congrats on your 1000 Gs.